many times have we lost ourselves in this song, especially how beautifully the melody is and how it transports us into some other world? Of course, the genius of Ilayaraja's composition. But however, recently I got a chance to dig deep into this song and I felt like I was doing a PhD. Why? Because I realized this song hits us all so much because the way it's been composed, how beautifully the melody and the harmony complements each other and making it sound the way it is to our ears and how it hits us emotionally. So before I go into why these intertwining melodies work, especially Asha Ma'am's and Ariharan's melody, how it works together, etc., we should understand first the underlying melody and the harmony that's going in these verses, and then we can look into how these two melodies complement each other. Okay, if you see these lines, it's basically the same line repeats twice in this verse. So the notes are da, da, 5, flat 3, 2, 1, 4. So pretty much the notes are 1, flat 3, 4, 5, etc. And if you see the piano vamp in the background, it's doing pretty much the same notes, right? So it's you can see it as maybe a combination of C minor and a G minor, or you can see it as just one single, let's say a C minor 9, right? So you can either see it as a C minor 9 or a C minor and G minor because the bass oscillates between 1 and 5. But yeah, however you want to name it, but the sound is what matters. So yeah, so this is what is going on. So this harmony beautifully contributes to the melody, which is having these notes. And now in the pause there is of course so that is actually from what I hear is a flat 6 major 7 with the bass F. So it's bass F, bass G, right? So it's kind of setting this movement kind of sets up the next line that's coming, which is in actually flat 6 major 7, which is in this case A flat major 7, right? So if we look at this line now, so that's exactly what happens in the harmony. And now here is where things get very beautiful. Let's listen to this line and then dig deep into it. Now there are two distinct beautiful melody lines that's going. One is of course the main melody where she is singing with the lyrics, and in the back the other melody she's singing. So now let's look at the main melody and how the chords kind of complement it, and the second melody that's run. So the line predominantly has the first note. When we go to the A flat major 7, if you can see, it's just two notes. So it's da, 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 da. Basically it's two notes. It's 1 and flat 3. Now since it's 1 and flat 3, this is where the beauty of Ilayaraja comes, right? You could have stuck to the same C minor, but he decides to uplift this melody by keeping a harmony that kind of supports it, rather than just this might not sound above or uplifting, but here, because now once you go for a A flat, now what happens is this note, so it's A flat C flat 3 or A flat C E flat. Since majorly the notes are, so rather than 1 flat 3 5, he has gone A flat flat 6 1 C flat 3. So it's kind of da 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 da. The next part, if you see, is so the predominantly the notes are in this, and here the chord moves to a E flat major 7, which is pretty much cool because again the notes in this melody are flat 3 2 1, flat 7 4 5, ga re sa ni ma pa. These are all the notes pretty much in this melody, and since it's again still it can fit with a C minor, but of course it's Ilayaraja, so he uplifts that again with a E flat. That's exactly what happens. But if you see the notes of it's pretty much part of this chord, which is a E flat major 7, right? So this is what happens. This is the lines. These are all the lines and the chords behind it. Now let's look at the second melody that's going behind these. So she hits the root. So she goes to A flat because the chord has moved to A flat. So when the chord moves to E flat, that's what she sings. Basically, it's nothing but singing a melody in E flat. In E flat, if I have to do, it's 3 2 1 3 2 1. So it's basically highlighting the E flat there. So that is why it works so beautifully. So now coming to the last part, as we can see, so the chords here is first it's a E flat hit. The melody is actually so it's 5 flat 6 flat 7 7. So what Ilayaraja does is when you go 5 flat 6 flat 7 complements with that, right? E flat major. So so this is the harmony that's supporting that melody. But when it goes to the B, the chord moves to B as well. But initially what I thought was it was it was just a B major is what I thought. But that's when we have a beautiful twist there. Let's just listen to the second melody that's going there. So if you see Asha ma'am sings so that's a F. It's actually not showing a B major because she's singing the F and B major has the F sharp. So actually it's a B major 7 flat 5. When it hits the B, you go to B flat major 7 flat 5. Even in the B flat major 7 flat 5, it just sticks there. And also now we have this tension of B and F. So when you do this, now when you come back to this melody which is in C minor, it feels such a relief because your B moves to C, which is so much of tension because this B wants to it wants to move there. Similarly, there is a F which is moving to G, etc. That's the harmony and the verses and how it works. Now we are going to look into why the intertwining melodies work in the last stanza. Now you have to beautifully see that Hariharan starts 2 bars after Asha ma'am here. So you can clearly see that so when he finishes the line, the chord is back to 1. That's why he sticks to not moving anywhere but just comes back to singing the 1. So so when he comes to Nandri, the the second line has already started, which is back to 1, right? So that's why he doesn't go anywhere else but just supports that harmony by just singing the root of that 1 again. If you can now, the second line also goes by the same formula and you can now appreciate it better. So Nandri, he sings now the same note while the harmony has moved to the flat 6, right? Now let's look at how he intertwines the harmony. Now the chords are going to so it goes to flat 6 and flat 3, right? But now look at the genius lines of Hariharan Sirs here. So when he comes to Ilamai Sollum, he's doing that melody because it's because when he started, the chord is in A flat, so he sings A flat. Now the chord moves to E flat because Asha ma'am has gone to that particular line. So now what happens is he's singing, supporting that line by singing the 5th of E flat. So that's what happens here. And the next couple of lines also, he sticks to the harmony of E flat major 7 here. So if you see predominantly just singing the harmony there, that's why it sits in so beautifully, guys. Now this is where it's in A flat. Now the harmony moves to E flat and he continues the line by going to even this line, it's the same. Same E flat major 7. So what happens is, even though he's singing a second melody, he complements that beautifully with the movement of the chords underneath, and that's why it sits in so beautifully and works like a magic. Thanks to Ilayaraja sir, and of course Hariharan and Asha ma'am, who has made this song into something where we could do close to a PhD.